So I made this video about the George Zimmerman thing and whatnot, Trayvon Martin. But it's just so funny how people are. Like, I want a man who seems to want to inform himself. You still seem like you have a biased take, and you're saying the same kind of things to me. Like, have you kept up with it? Well, maybe not obsessively like you, but yeah, I've looked up. You didn't bring up anything I wasn't familiar with, but other people are like, Trayvon Martin beat up a bus driver. You keeping up with this? They're saying the same things. Like, are you keeping up with the false facts? That, things like that. Like, whose Facebook face girlfriend? All of this stuff we've heard. I know that that's going to be in the case itself, where you get down to which of those details are true and where the weird angle is. That's how it goes, and that's going to happen. It's probably going to be televised, or maybe even it has to be. I forget the exact rule for Florida, but they do televise stuff. So we'll find that out then. But you can't, and the thing that really is interesting to me too is the way people try to use legal definitions. First of all, legal definitions, they follow what people in the real world think, and they're trying to make a legal definition of rape so they could prosecute for it. And people are just so opportunistic and just selfish in the way they do this. So, like, I'm talking about George Zimmerman was stalking Trayvon. I don't think that's controversial at all. I mean, following a stranger. Oh, but it was for a good reason, to protect his neighborhood. Yeah, well, people that stalk, men that stalk women often have some romantic idea. It's because you were meant to be together. I just went up to her because I wanted to have a conversation. Then she hit me and I had to kill her. Who would have provoked that confrontation? So just because it's two guys and it's not romantic, and instead it's some guy that's going to make every place safe, and I'm on the way to the store and going home from the store, and I'm going to get this kid, he's acting bizarrely, right? So I call that stalking, and I got people going, that's not stalking. None of even the prosecutor says. I didn't say legal. I didn't say he was going to get convicted of stalking. But the word stalking is older than the legal attempt to, like, encapsulate it in something that can be, enforced. Following a stranger, yeah. And then we don't know who confronted who. Excuse me, if you're following a person, like in the man stalking a woman example, you're following her and then you make a meeting happen and then you end up killing her. Oops, she confronted me. No. It doesn't matter. So then people, they get one guy that's like, oh, well, that's not stalking. That's not official, the legal definition of stalking, blah, blah, blah. It's like, and then just a few comments later, it's all like, well, Trayvon Martin was acting bizarrely. Oh, is that your legal definition of bizarre behavior? Yeah, I don't think so. Right? Teenager walking in the rain, talking on his phone, eating candy. Not bizarre behavior. You just believe what you want to believe, and then you use the technical definitions from the legal system, which 90% of the time everybody's going, it's so stupid, our legal system, there's no justice. And then when it's convenient, it's like, hey, but that's what the legal system says, the official meaning of this term. I don't know. Hey, following a stranger, he was stalking me. He had a reason. But he didn't. But he could have. And maybe he did. For those of you that are totally crazy and think, no, he had to get that. It was a black kid in his parents' neighborhood. That's totally wrong to have that. He had to get him. It's still stalking for a reason. Right? It's so reactionary. And then people go, well, you obviously don't know what you're talking about. It's like, I didn't say any legal statements of fact or anything. I said, well, here's what I think, and this and that. And you just are uninformed. It's like, without a detail. It's just, I'm the one being reactionary. You just don't see. And then people react. It's like, oh, well, obviously it's racist. As if that's what I said. I pointed out that, no, it's bigoted. And I think people that want to be Mr. Protect-a-thon and do this kind of vigilante attitude stuff, and that it is a dangerous world, and it maybe provokes that somewhat, but anyway, people that want to do that, they seek out all their bigotries. It's like whatever they don't like or whatever, and even if they're trying to say, well, I'm not going to use those biases, I'm just going to be objective, those biases come and feed that. And it's like, if some guy's racist, he'll use the racism. If he gets over his racism, but he's still this kind of looking for, then he use something else. Oh, long hair, I hate long hairs. this or that, or people that are shifty, or they wear baggy clothes, or they don't wear baggy, they wear tight clothes, whatever. That's how they think. So it'll be like, oh, I've gotten over my bigotry in this case, and boom, there's a million more bigotries, until you stop thinking, I need a bigotry to justify me following someone and killing them, you know? So you could just screw yourself. You have an attitude about that. It's like, oh, it's so unfair, and blah, blah, blah. Whatever. Stalked a kid. Kid ended up dead. What are you trying to defend? Gun laws? Guy even created this law. It's like, well, no, that doesn't count. You know, it's like, it is total corruption, basically. To be defending on this case like this, like it's some sort of, like as if Men Rights Act, the kid's talking about, you know, child custody biases in the judicial system, and this is that kind of issue. No. This guy has hit a cop. It's like the whole corruption laid bare. You think, no, it's a good place to do my activism. Whatever. You just tell me what it is, I guess.